India, around a fifth of the world's population. Sweeping generalizations about 1.35 billion people are pretty meaningless. In India, if you are 1 in a million, there are 1,350 others just like you. 30% of the population are under 15. Around 1 in 15 of the world's children are Indian. That is, 400 million children of what in the West is called school age. An amazing resource for the future, not just for the country but for the world. But it challenges the imagination to think of 1 million schools guiding these young people to a future that they will inherit or design for themselves. Thanks to a fellowship from the Winston Churchill Memorial Trust, I visited India in December 2016. My purpose was to research innovation and the teaching of science, and to meet some pioneering innovators from whom I could learn. These pioneers are not creating a revolution in Indian education. Remember the scale of the challenge. But in their own distinctive and groundbreaking ways, they're designing models of innovation and creativity from which we can learn and draw inspiration. Let's meet them.
My name is Kiran Veer Sethi, and I am the founder director of the Riverside School.
I'm Shivani Singhal, and I live in Udaipur, which is a small town in the northwest of India.
My name is Kamlakar Poddar. I am engineering graduate. So I was working in Tata Motors for 30 years.
My name is Sonal, and I am a science student. Actually, I have done my masters in physics. I love astronomy a lot from my childhood itself, and I am from India, from Pune.
Hi, I'm Neena Mehta, and I head the Riverside Learning Center, which is the training branch of Riverside School.
Hello, my name is Ashok. I am working here as in the public outreach department of the Ayuka. It is called the Science Center, and here we invite the teachers and the students from the different places and try to show them how science is fun if you learn through activities.
Hi, my name is Kirti Zala, and I'm coordinator for Approach Initiative at Riverside School.
Pune University is the home of the Indian Centre for Astrophysics and Astronomy. That's Jupiter getting watered in the grounds in the background. IUCCA is also the home of the Centre for Practical Science Education, founded by Guru Professor Arvind Gupta, famed for his science toys from recycled waste materials. Now managed by Ashok Rupna, the centre runs courses for teachers, makes videos and other resources, and reaches out with demonstrations to schools throughout Maharashtra. I was happy to share a few science toys of my own, including in the remote rural village school of Sarodi, and Ashok even let me loose with his own family. Jyoti, the artist in residence at the centre, explained the philosophy that underpins all their work.
We get a space in children's heart, and they connect the subjects or the topic very easily if they do things with their hands.
I travelled to Udaipur in Rajasthan, a beautiful city of lakes and palaces, to meet the Singhal family.
My name is Sanjay, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Secure Majors. What we're hoping to do is get children interested in the world around them and in their place in the world, and inculcate a sense of curiosity, a sense of a quest for knowledge through play, if we can. When they're very, very young, children are very, very curious. But somehow once they get to school, the school system in India destroys their curiosity.
We are looking to set up a center where we can bring art, culture, and science together with the objective of retaining the children's natural curiosity, giving them scope to learn beyond schoolwork, and also allowing them to experience some of the world around them and through that discover themselves.
The fact that it is focused far more on learning for learning's sake rather than learning as a gateway or a hoop to jump through to get certain marks to get to a certain university. It's going to be about exploration and learning because it's just fun. It's really about being connected to all kinds of learning and all kinds of stimulus in the world, and connecting up arts and science and cultural identity and history and really anything you can think of. And often local knowledge that isn't seen as important or valuable. And I think that's really what I hope will be different about what we are doing and what we will do.
And we need mechanisms by which outside of the school system we can open that. And if out of 100 kids, 3 benefit from doing that, then we've achieved something.
And what would you say were the biggest challenges that you face?
Schools and parents, very simply. Because parents are guided by schools, and schools are guided by the curriculum. And particularly in school, for parents, the main goal is to get their kids into whatever university education that is stereotypical of the time, and that's what drives them, and that is the damage.
In Ahmedabad, the remarkable Kiran Sethi has established the Riverside School as a model for child-centred learning. Riverside has an international outlook, but is rooted very clearly in the city of Ahmedabad, as Kiran herself explains.
We can intellectualize it and say why we have excuses not to do something. I think the conversation that a city needs to care for its child really came out of that, and said that how can a city design for and nurture childhood? How can children have a life where they believe that the city cares? So that sort of became a natural, it didn't even seem like something that we had to think twice about. So we went to the municipality, went to the police, went to the institutions and said, how can the city collaborate to make the city care for its child?
And of course, I wanted to find out about the Riverside's approach to science education.
Actually, it stems from this really wonderful quote that Loris Malaguzzi had once said. He says that curiosity is the start of a theory. For me, it's not about science or math or separate ideas that one inquires about. I think one cultivates, or at least seeds, the spirit of wonderment. For me, it's not even curiosity as much as wonderment. I mean, I think it's fascinating. We live in a world where the internals of our own life and the external life is so rich with wonder.
I couldn't put it any better. The Riverside School is infused with wonder and imagination, and that's what makes it so unique. My visit to India culminated in a Christmas Day performance of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas at Riverside, where, just like parents the world over, cameras were flashing at exuberant young performers. So what are my tentative conclusions? What links the centres in Pune, Udaipur and Ahmedabad is the passionate commitment of their founders and staff teams to key concepts: curiosity, or as Kiran Sethi described it, a sense of wonderment; practical hands-on activities that combine play and discovery; and a passion for nurturing the emotional and intellectual engagement of children to learning about themselves as much as their place in the world. While I was there, the Indian government was attempting a gargantuan reform of its economy, to raise funds for infrastructure investment. India recently sent 92 satellites into space from a single rocket launch, and we all know firsthand of India's lead in IT support. 400 million children are an astonishing resource for a developing nation, but it will be through programs like the Practical Science Learning Centre in Pune, the new Science and Curiosity Centre in Udaipur, and the Riverside School in Ahmedabad that India's future global leaders will emerge.